Okay, it's been a while, been doing things, but here I am again, working on Monster Dad, the animated short that I'm making for my Hungry Creature Productions YouTube channel. If you haven't seen that, that's where I put all my shorts, films, video reviews, film industry explorations, all that jazz. Alright, let me turn down this. Okay, there we go. So essentially, with this shot, so I've completed this previous shot. This is what I had exported out of Photoshop into Nuke, where I animate it like an idiot. So I've got my little thumbnail sketch from the storyboards as to what this is going to look like. This looks a little peculiar simply because the computer screen is a pre-rendered element that I've already got, and it also looks peculiar because the photo reference she's got taped to her monitor is going to be a transition to the next shot, so I actually won't have what goes in here until I complete that shot. So now what I've got to do is actually save all these things out that I've been making so that I can put them together in Nuke and we can get our shot going. So first things first, turn everything off, and we will begin the laborious process of saving these out slice by slice. So this is sequence BFR, shot number 3. We'll put this in our build, I think. Yeah, so PNG. Okay, so I guess the way I should do the naming convention would be we'll do layer first, then description, so this is BG, then sequence shot, BFR 3. Okay, so layer 1, and we've got the desk in isolation. Because we're going to be pushing in on this desk, we do have to have all of these elements completely separated. That's going to let us project them in Nuke and get a nice little sense of real-world parallax in our 2D world. And the smoke I'm treating a bit strangely. You know what? Okay, I'm going to do the smoke and the outline separately because I'm also going to put a texture over it in Nuke and kind of animate that as well. Might not make too much sense right now, but rest assured, there is an attempt at a method behind the madness. That being said, the method is improvisational. Hooray. Oh, you know what? I forgot to change that on the last one, so call this Smook. But I also want to... that ruined everything. This should be desk. Okay. You know, in a professional studio, you really take naming conventions for granted because you don't really have to worry about stuff like this too much. It's all done for you. But this is not a professional circumstance, so I must do it all myself. No, next would be the texture. Alright. The tedium. The tedium is what fuels me. Alright, so smoke text. Level 40. Then over top of all that, I'm going to put my outline. Okay, so that'd be level 50. We'll call that smoke outline. Alright. That's taken care of. Next, we've got our little humidifier. Ever worked in an animation or VFX studio, sometimes people have scented oil diffusers, sometimes they've got little humidifiers. I had a little humidifier for a time because this was before I knew that I needed glasses and my eyes just kept getting dry, so that was my attempt at a fix. Didn't work. Ended up just taking a lot of omega-3 and getting glasses, and now my life is so much better. So if your eyes hurt, maybe see an eye doctor. Okay, and this is the Wacom pen holder. Yep, these all have to be separate elements. In fact, I may break this up into 3 elements. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do that. So I shall go ahead and do it regardless. Alright. Just because, here's why. This bottom base part of the computer monitor is gonna have to kind of stick to the table, the desk, so to speak, as we move closer to it. Whereas, the other elements are in kind of a different Z space. And what I mean by Z space, Z is depth, so it's the difference between me and my camera, for example. That's Z space. Why is that the case? I don't know. Good question. Monitor. Did I spell that right? Probably not. I don't know. Spelling. Even when I spell things correctly, I still think I'm spelling them wrong just because words look weird. Alright, then we'll call this... You notice every layer, I'm just giving a different number to the lowest numbers being the furthest away from the camera, and the highest numbers being the closest to the camera. Call this monitor neck. That's just for my own organizational purposes, so that when I am in Nuke and I'm just looking at a bunch of files, at least I can see the file names, because I might not be able to see the tiny thumbnail of the image. And this will help me stay somewhat organized while building it in 3D. Okay. And then this will be monitor faced. Oops, added a D. Well, it's faced now. And we've got the alpha for, we'll essentially just use this as a mask when putting the footage inside the computer monitor. This will be monitor mask. And then, of course, we have the line work that goes over the moving footage we'll have on the computer screen. So, we'll call that monitor mask line. All right. Okay, and then this is the photo she's got taped to her monitor. It's the reference image of her dad from back when she was a child. He was a suit actor in that he played like a Godzilla type character, but he was the guy in the suit. And this is an image of that. However, it's also going to be a transition into the next shot, so that's why the image is not there. It is instead a mask, because it will be a freeze frame from the next shot to provide a smooth transition between the two. 40. This is pick line. And then, of course, we have tape, but since I'm going to make that tape somewhat translucent, it is separate from its line work. So even the tape has to be exported in two different layers. There's the line work for our hunk of tape there. $60. Tape line. Alright, and then of course the pièce de résistance, the keyboard. The thing that took the longest to draw. Look at all those keys. Okay, and then I'll also save out the concept thumbnail just in case I end up straying from it and I need to match to something. So this will just be key art. Okay. We've got all of our got all of our slices exported. Let's crack open Nuke and start working in 3D space. Alright. So before I open Nuke, what I want to do is... So I don't think... Oh, maybe I do have a nuke set up for this already. Yeah, okay. Okay. So let's see what I did in Nuke for the storyboards, because I did a light version of this already with the storyboards, just to kind of block out the camera movement. Because it's really hard to get an edit looking good for audio purposes unless you've got it somewhat working in 3D space. Okay. So let's take a look here. Yeah, so you see I've got it roughly blocked out here, and I'll be using this more or less. I'll just be modifying it. That said, sorry, losing my train of thought. Well, let's just... Oh, yes. Okay. Well, first I'll get this working, then I'll move on to matching it to the previous shot. Because if you don't match it to the previous shot, then, and they're in the same sequence, then you're gonna just kind of slowly lose your sense of color and all that. It's continuity is gonna go out the window, as occasionally happens. So let's read in all of our build files. Dirty. And let's whoop. Okay, yeah, let's load them in somewhere else so they're not going over everything. Okay. Here we are. Flatten these fellas. Okay. First thing should be pretty straightforward. We're just gonna replace the background here. Why are you... I see, okay. Now I am going to modify this card because I've changed the shape of the back wall. It's kind of an angle. So I am going to take this card, I'm going to deform it. Maybe this isn't the deformation I want, maybe bilinear? Yes, okay. I'm going to do a bilinear deformation on this feller. I thought. Well, now it's just completely... Oh, you just click on it. Man, okay, so I'm trying to use Maya hotkeys here because I am what they call an idiot. But you can apparently just click and drag like a, like an intuitive program would do. Lovely. Good job, Josh. 10 out of 10. Alright. So I think that's pretty good. We've got our slight bend in, so as we move towards it, we're going to get a little bit of that. I think I want to exaggerate it a little more, so I'm going to just kind of pull this back. Is that too far? It's too far. Can't go beyond that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now we can have like different angles on this. It'll be a slight difference. It's not going to make the biggest difference in the world, but you know what? It's meaningful to me, so do. What do we got next up here? We've got our desk. All right. Womp. Let's go ahead and get rid of that jazz. Oh, but apparently we still need the premult. Okay. So it's not reading the alpha until I apply what's called a pre-multiply. Woohoo. Now we are cooking with gasoline. I'm not sure why you would do that. You're more than welcome to try. Cool. Okay. Got these fellas playing nicely. I should probably say this is a different version. Save new version. There we go. Get rid of that. What's next? Okay, so this will be our little Knack section. First and foremost, we have our smoke, we've got our smoke texture, and we've got our smoke outline. So we're going to need to apply a pre-mult to all that. But first, I'm just going to delete the old stuff. Doop, doop, doop. Okay. And just do a little pre-comp up here with these 3 elements. And then plug it in. Boop. Okay, so first, not impressive. Also, we're missing the humidifier itself. So we'll go ahead and put that on. There we go. Oop, forgot the pre-mult. Now we're in business. Okay. So first things first, we need this smoke texture to obey the alpha of the smoke thing behind it. So we will say okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use a copy node, copy, and I'm going to pipe the alpha from our little, yeah, see, there we go. So I'm using the alpha, which is essentially the cutout, using this cutout image to tell me where to cut this fella out. So it's cutting right there. And now, okay, now this is pod racing. Now we can use a transform. Transform. There we are. All right. Yes. Now we can get this smoke moving, which will be turbo fun. So let's see. How much bandwidth do we have? If I take the Y. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I am not doing it right. Okay, so we need our transform before the alpha. So before we're cutting it out, that's when we need the transform. So if we, okay, yeah. So you see, if I'm moving it, but then it's still obeying that alpha, then we're in business. Okay, that's how much bandwidth I have. I can go down that far before the texture starts stretching. Hello. Oh my gosh, what is this?
It's very tall.
Thank you so much. You look so tasty.
Do you want me to take that?
Yes, please, thank you.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite person in the world comes bearing hot chocolates. What more do you want from life? Very little, actually. This is fine. That's a lie. Not in regards to anything domestic, I assure you. Just in regards to, man, I want to make movies. I just want to make movies. That's all. I just want to make movies. Oh yeah, sorry. Keyword, my movies. I don't want to make anyone else's movies. I've done that for my entire career so far, and as rewarding as that can be, I'm done. I'm done. So let's see this animating. Make sure it's not too fast. I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, like it's a little slow, but we're also not playing back at full speed. I think that's fine. Yeah, okay, I think that's fine. But also now I want to change the way it's interacting with the stuff below it. Maybe we'll set this to like something like overlay. Ooh, so cool. All right, cool. Yeah, sweet. What about video color space? What does that do? Wow, nothing interesting. No, actually, maybe I like it. Ha! Take that, Josh's opinion from 2 seconds ago. All right, cool. But then we have our outline, which is kind of hard to see at the moment because we're reviewing it on black. So let's go back to our comp. Yeah, so you see the outline there. Another thing we want to do with this is make it a little transparent, but we don't want to do that with the outline. So first, we'll do an unpremult a grade node, which we will only use on the alpha, then another premult. So we're just doing more fancy dancy stuff. You know what? Do I need to do this down here? Yes, I do. Good question. Alright, so we'll set the channels just to alpha. We'll take the gain down. Thought that would do something? Okay, it was just not showing up very well. Okay, so it's a little bit see-through. It's not really looking how I imagined, but could be worse, I suppose. And then over top of this, I will do a grid warp. Resize to image. Well, that didn't work. Okay, I think maybe I need to crop it. Yeah, what I want to do is I want all the points of the grid to be on this friendly fella here. I may have to resize it to do that, which would be a wee bit annoying, but let's see. Does that do anything? Does that do anything at all? It does nothing at all. What if I just manually resize it? Is that going to mess everything up? It is. Okay, so we're going to delete that. This is only going to work if I reformat it. Okay, fine. This is a bit more than I signed up for here. Isn't it always, though? Isn't it always? It's just kind of... Yeah, okay. Now, let's try and get this back in the same place it was before. Reform it. What was the previous size? The previous size was 3000 by 1688. So we'll take this reformat to 3000 by 1688. Alright. We don't want to center it. Do not resize it. Okay, so before and after. We'll use our wipe tool between the two. Hey, wipe tool, what are you doing actually? It seems as though the wipe tool is not working right now. Well, it's helpful. Off, back on. Oh, now it's working. What in tarnation? Come on, man. I think we're having some refresh troubles. Let's try deleting our cache. Clear buffers, put disk cache, playback cache. Huh. Well, this is not great. This is very frustrating, actually. This shouldn't be such a pain. You should be doing just fine. What in the Fresh Prince of Hell Air is wrong with you? Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna move on. We're gonna move right along. It's gonna be great, and so essentially I'm just trying to get this back into the same position it was before. Wow, this is a horror show is what this is. Is that it? Is it you? Are you being the problem? I'm going to turn off Photoshop just in case it's eating up my memory or something. No, it's not Photoshop. Maybe it's the fact that I'm streaming. Shouldn't be.
What?
I'm just having like nuke problems because I did something to deserve this.
If you discover you have any internet delays, let me know because I can turn off my thing.
It seems okay. It's slower than the recommended bitrate right now, but whatever.
It's okay.
It's fine.
If not, just yeah.
Oh, so I shall. This is frustrating. Maybe I can just make a new viewer. Maybe it's a viewer glitch. Most time spent in Nuke is time spent fighting Nuke. Okay, so like this isn't a big ask, really. Shouldn't be anyway. It's a simple wipe. Oh, but it's a big ask. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna just flip. We're gonna flip. We're gonna flip back and forth. It's gonna be amazing. I love it. I love it. This is cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Alright, so what happens if we take it up to 500? Ooh, now we're too tall. 400. Ooh, now we're almost-ish there. So 420. Ooh, no 360 no scope. Looks like maybe we're okay as far as up and down. We might need to be a little higher, so we'll just go to 425, and then we'll work on the x-axis. Negative 20. Did that do anything? I don't know. Negative 100. Oh, we're getting crazy. Nope, that's the wrong direction, I think. Maybe. Let's get rid of that negative. We'll just go positive 100. Oh. Okay. Ooh, we are so close. I can feel victory. I don't know what that voice was. I think it was meant to be Minnesotan, but it came off as like terrible. You said it, Bob. That's so true. It's so true. Okay, now we're too far. Are we too far? Maybe we're not far enough. What am I even doing? I've lost track of which one is which. You know, what would be really helpful right here? A wipe tool. Yes, sir. You're very sweet, Mr. Cat. Oh my god, please just work, wipe tool. Please just work. Oh, did you work? Maybe. I'm really confused as to which direction I'm supposed to be going here. Yeah, I'm really frustrated that this wipe tool is broken. This is... Well, that works. Oh shit, it doesn't. Okay. Yes, Mr. Bub. Yes, Mr. Bub. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bub. I know, Mr. Bub. I know. I know. I know. Can you believe it? Okay, so merge 3. This is quite frustrating. So it needs to go to the right, right? Yeah, it needs to go to the right. So let's take this to 110. Okay. Okay, so it still needs to go to the right. Okay, now I know what's up. 2, 3. Merge 3. Still needs to go to the right. Okay. Merge 3. Am I moving the right thing? Oh no. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on right now. Ah. Okay, I understand. I understand. I'm looking at the wrong one. Yep. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that's very close. That's very close. Yeah, he's just howling at the moon. think maybe it needs to come down a little. Okay, that's as close as I care to get it. What a pain. That would have been pretty simple if I could wipe, if my wipe tool were working. Because then all you do is you just move it to where it matches the other one. But you know what? That would be a little too simple. That takes the fun out of it, doesn't it? That just takes the fun out of it. And you know what we are? We're fun havers. We are fun having fools. So now you know. Okay. So it'll start there and then it'll end. I don't know, it's gonna do smoke things, you know. Hey man, what you doing? Oh, you know, smoke stuff. This is doing here. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, and then this will what? Well, it's supposed to animate between these 2 points, but when I click around, oh, okay, it is. It's just I'm having some serious refresh updates. I don't know why it is doing this. I hate it. Shouldn't be doing this. Should be updating when I ask it to update, like a good little program. Well, let's hope that animation's good because I can't really test it. Love this. Sarcasm. Wow. Yeah, I'm filled with hate right now. What does IP mean? I don't know. Didn't do anything when I clicked it, so that's fun. I don't have time to troubleshoot this right now. Cool. Another thing I need to do is feather this fella. So oh please. This is not ideal. I'm not sure why everything sucks right now. But I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna open a fresh nuke. This is a problem. I'm not loving the way it's acting right now. Let's have some hot chocolate. Think about our feelings. It's been a hard time, guys. It's been a hard time. It's been a hard day. It's been a hard month. It's been a hard year. My categories. You having fun, bub? Same problems. No, not same problems. I think it's actually working now. Well, that's a relief. Who knows? Maybe we'll even get a working RotoPaint. Will the wonders never cease? Hey, and it's working. Yeah, I don't know what that was other than really annoying. But glad that's over for now. We hoped. Okay, so we're just gonna mask off some of this. Turn on feathering. Get that nice and voluminous. Whoops, why did I do it on this frame? delete that key, go to frame 1, add a key back. Hooray, hooray. We're all geniuses. We've all earned our keep for another day. Okay. Okay, and then we'll just make sure that this is progressing kind of nicely. I think so. It seems to be. I'll probably render this whole thing and then end up not liking it and then going back to tweak it. Who knows? Maybe it'll even play through and it'll let me preview it, which would be a spectacular. Let's see. It might be working. I'm just gonna let this cache and we're gonna try and calm down a little bit. Yeah. So the 7th season of my YouTube channel is coming out the end of next month. Been putting a lot of time into it. Other than this short, it's very nearly done. I have to edit some interviews, but all the Margins episodes are done. And most of the new show, the Exhumed show, is done. The big things to do are finish this short film. So I'm on top of all the other things I'm doing, both professionally and personally. Planning season 8 already, which sounds silly, but I don't know. I'm thinking of kind of dropping the whole a video a week thing and focusing on making one really great, maybe half an hour to 45-minute long video a month, and then maybe supporting that with uncut interviews and extra content directly related to that episode throughout the month. But just kind of focusing on quality over quantity probably won't help with my abysmal YouTube growth, but I think the reason I'm even running a YouTube channel has changed a bit over the years, so it makes sense that my approach would change too. Look, I made smoke.
Ooh.
It's moving. It's even got a little texture inside it. See, that moves too.
That's cool.
Kind of fun. It's been a pain in the ass. Nuke has decided it's gonna fight me today, which is
Of
great,
course.
because it's gonna win.
Yeah. Well, of course it's happening today.
Uh-huh.
I can't find any of his dang springs. Where are you springs?
Have you tried the spring store?
I know, right?
Okay, let's see that in 3D space. You're not you. You. And we'll just make sure the base isn't floating, which it is, which means we need to move our card. We want it to stick to this desk. So we'll push this back a little bit. I don't love the way it's angled like that, so I'll rotate this card to be a little flatter. Oh, then we can afford to bring it forward a little. There we go. Ain't bad. Ain't bad, ain't bad, ain't bad. Cool. Oh, cool. Well. Alright. Now let's do that Wacom pen holder. We know it. We love it. Let's bring it on in. Alright. There it is. I'm going to put a pre-malt on that friendly face. And now we need to figure out where it's going to be in 3D space. Friendly faces, 3D spaces. Come on down. And I guess right about there. I can rotate this a bit more so that it is a little diagonal. Yeah. Yeah, see, that looks pretty good. I feel like that matches up pretty well. Alright. Well, that'll do it for sure. Okay, saving. It's National Talk Like Jimmy Stewart Day, in case you were wondering. And I'm sure you were. What do we got next? We got the monitor base. A bit different from the sketch. The sketch was just like kind of the monitor front on. This is the entire base. As such, approach will need to change. Right. And the card I'm going to steal is actually the desk itself. What I'll have to do is lift it and rotate it a little bit, and we are in a business. So, if we just, you know what, I'm going to do that, move this to about the front. Now when I rotate it, it'll more or less rotate along that axis. If the back is kicked up a tiny bit, I don't think people will notice too much. I hope not. Let's find out. Let's look at this. Well, no, let's get it built first, then we can look at it. Yeah, we'll bug fix after we get a chance to put the features in. How about that? Okay. Why did I put 2 pre-malts there? Well, it's because you copied and pasted like a dumb butt. Alright, good to know. Now we're looping up the camera. Let's get that into the scene. Wow! A genius move. This is a big card. Why is your card so big? I don't know. What's up, Winston? What's up, my baby boy? Hello? Hello? Excuse me. He wants me to throw a spring for him, but alas, he does not realize I am playing with my other true love, Nuke. That's a joke. Okay, not too much of a joke. I actually really like Nuke. I'm not a compositor, but I don't know. It's just such a fun program to use, even when it's being a rude boy. Let's just deselect all that. Just select the one we want. There we go. And we should be about in the middle of our, well, should be about wherever the lip is, so it'll be about there actually. Alright, well, it'll be what it is then. Isn't that something else? And now we have the face. Ah yes, the face. We shall replace this with that. And something happened. What we need here, the mask. Yes, that is the mask. Remote. Crop. Don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Okay. We'll take a look at this. We'll troubleshoot this. This is okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Okay. And since the back of our neck goes back there, we can go ahead and just put this back like that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's look at this. What's shaking? Okay. That's not animated or anything, right? No. Good. Okay, we're fine. It's just it's a sizing difference. That's all it is. Got this knot flying all over. It's because I'm gardening indoors during the winter. I need to rethink my approach to it though, because I've met more bugs than I cared to. Yeah, that's amazing, and I love it. Come show the camera. Beautiful. Yeah, it happened. I promise. Okay, then we get our outline. What are you watching? Katie, what are you watching?
Huh?
What are you watching?
I'm watching a YouTube video all about Disney Channel stars that then went on to Broadway.
Okay.
Or were also on Broadway.
I thought it was a musical, and I was like, I don't recognize the songs.
Yeah, it's little snippets from a bunch of stuff.
Okay. What's the channel?
I don't know.
I've heard of them.
Just
They're good.
It asked if I wanted it, and I'm like, sure, yes.
You know what? I do. I do wanted it.
You knew.
How'd you know? Cool. Okay. Yeah, our base geo is a little too close to the desk, so that's why we're getting this weird shearing. Really though? Okay. Alright, let's jump in here. Let's look at that. Really? Really? That's not penetrating. That shouldn't be causing problems, right? Yeah, that's better. This is causing problems, so we'll go on. We'll fix that. That's okay. These things happen. It is you. It is you. Not you. Yes, it is you. Let's see what we can do with you. Can we just keep deforming you? Let's just there we go. That should be fine, right? Pretty please. Better? Are you gonna chatter a lot, or are you gonna be okay? Well, we'll find out. I might need to move it eventually, but for now, it's okay. Okay. What else we got here? Oh yes, alright, we gotta keep building on this computer monitor because we've got for now, I'm just gonna put the mask for where the picture will be over it. Oh. Good call. Yeah, there we go. So that's gonna be our little transition point. Okay. And then our outline for the tape itself. Then if we look at the tape, this is why I made them separated, so that I could go doot, doot, doot. Hey, now it looks like tape-ish, because it's somewhat transparent. Hooray for Charlotte. 3 cheers. Wow. Okay. And then our final element, the keyboard in the foreground. Once again, I'm going to be basing that off the geo from the desk. However, as it is a keyboard and is significantly lifted from the surface of the desk, I don't see interpenetration being an issue with this particular element, but what do I know? Very little. So, we shall find out the old-fashioned way, which is also the worst possible way to do things. There we are. We'll just hop that fella up into the stratosphere. We can even tilt this a little bit, but you know what? Why are you so big? Why are you so big? We don't need to work with this giant piece of whatever. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we are, there we were, there we shall have always been. Let's check it out, as I believe it was the Beachsty Boys said. And yeah, we're not getting any penetration, so we are golden, we are radiant sunshine. Lovely. Let's cache this and watch it. Probably not in real time, but just to make sure we're not missing anything. I believe the camera move, unfortunately, takes us right through the roof, so I may just end up raising that element. Wasn't my initial intention, and hopefully I don't have to raise it too much. The other possible solution would be going back into Photoshop and extending it. The problem is I don't know how much I've actually got in Photoshop of these posters sticking off the top, so I might just bump it up a little bit and hope for the best. But we'll find out once it caches. So after working a full day as a matte painter, get off work and either do some screenwriting to hopefully jumpstart the next phase of my career, or I will work on stuff like this. It's unrewarding. I don't make any money from anything I do outside of work, but the fact of the matter is I'm not content to let my profession be where I begin and end. I don't want to be a matte painter for the rest of my life. I want to write low budget horror films, hopefully, and I want to film them. I want to direct them, so, you know. Yep. Just means that I'm exhausted and sad all the time is what it really means. But that's okay. Nobody cares. Nobody's watching. Nothing matters. I often think this all better be worth it in the end, otherwise I'm literally wasting my life being unhappy and working very hard for absolutely nothing. So that's cool. So far the camera move is relatively slight, just kind of pushing in on this computer monitor, which is going to be the center of attention anyway. And I still have to do all kinds of lighting and stuff on this, you know. But then as we push into the computer monitor, suddenly we go closer to the reference photo taped to the side of the monitor as opposed to what our protagonist is working on. Hey, bub. Come here. You want to hang out? Come here, sweetie boy. Yeah, got up my hand today. That cute little kitty got up on my desk, stepped on the wrong side of my Wacom and surfed it right off the desk. I tried to catch him and instead I got a claw on my knuckle. So that was fun. He's fine. He was frightened. Spent about 5 seconds hiding under the bed before deciding I'm gonna come back out now. So, I think he's okay. Yeah, so you can see in the top right hand corner, we are losing some information here. Wonder what I can do about that. So any changes I make to this camera, I have to save this camera out and use it in the next shot because they've got to match perfectly, right? Because we're essentially, we're not just zooming into a reference photo, we're zooming into the next shot. Yeah, so I might have to really, really modify how this camera is behaving. Maybe I don't have to change the camera motion animation. Maybe I can change the focal length. Not focal length. The... Is it focal length? God, I'm tired. I do like how slight the move is. Like it's got a nice, easy breezy movement to it. Yeah, I don't know if I want to change the camera. I might just have to extend the background out somehow. Yeah, okay, I stand by my choices. I'm just gonna see how much I need to. Oof, that's a lot. Oh, why'd you do that, man? Okay, maybe I don't stand by my choices. Maybe I'm gonna try and find a solution. How about that? Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this. Focal length. Yeah, that's it. Focal length. So when is it last a good? Well, right around here, friendo, right around here. We're just gonna key our focal length there. And when does it get a bad? Zoom in a little bit here. When is it at its worst? Probably around 500, frame 500. Okay. So that's the opposite of what we want. Is that going to be enough for the end? It is. Okay. In which case, let us key it here. Then if we unkey it here, are we still good? We are not. Therefore, 75 is not a good stopping point. Perhaps 80 is. Now let us see at 500. We are nearly there. Nearly there. I hate doing things in not... I hate numbers that are not divisible by 5. But we're going to have to use it. Okay. It looks like it might work. It does not! I knew divisible by 5 was the way to go. 85 it is. Alright, let's see. Okay. Feeling pretty good about this. Feeling pretty good about this. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Let's talk lighting. First thing I want to do is read in the previous completed shot. We're going to light this sucker and we want it to look good. Okay. So if we compare this to this. God, I can't stomp it on stuff behind me. You having fun in your tube? You having fun in your tube, little guy? I think that's a little guy. Little guy, little girl. One of the two. Alright. Okay, do we reach these darks? We exceed them. That makes sense, because it's, darker over there. Do we reach these highs? No, and we shouldn't, because, okay. Alright, so first thing I want to do is make it seem a bit more like the image on the screen is doing a bit of a glow. Let's see what we can do about that. Grade. Put a grade on that. And we do want to turn this a little bit towards blue. So we'll use the multiply to just come on, man. Ugh, that's the problem. It's just not updating. Ah! So add a little blue here. Yeah, and let's look at our concept art 2. Just to make sure we're not straying too far from that, because we want it to match with the previous shot, but we also want it to hit what our thumbnail was for the concept. Let's reformat that. There we are. Okay, so we could do with much bluer, less red. It's getting a little pinky purple. Okay. Take the red down a little. Okay. Maybe take the green down a smidge. I think we need to do like a bit of a what's it called? Where it's darker in the corners. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. We need to do that. We need to do a thing where it's darker in the corners. Also, why did that change anything? Flip. There we are. Doot, doot, de-doot, doot. Flop, made a circle. It's beautiful. We'll invert it. Make it all squashy. Okay. Well, that's supposed to be our dark. So we do have a ways to go. this to what? Multiply, I guess. That does do it. That does help. Okay. Well, what about when the image is different? Let's just make sure that. Yeah, I still think that works. I think I want to take the opacity down just a little bit. That's too much. Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, okay, we're getting somewhere. What about... Can we do a light wrap? Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work the way I think it's going to work. How to approach this? I've created a problem. If I just put a glow on this, tolerance. But it would need to glow over the line work, or I think it might look a little bit strange. For the mask, yes, okay, I have an interesting idea. What if I invert this for the mask? That might be what I'm looking for. It only affects the outside. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Papa, Gigio. Yes, yes, yes. This is what I am looking for. Yes. We'll take that down a little bit. We've gone too far. We've gone too far. We want to kiss it in, not give it too many smooches. There we are, there we are. Okay, cool. Ain't that a peach? Backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up. Let's do a little bit of lighting on the monitor. I think the neck could use some shape. So put a grade node before the pre-mult. I will guide that grade node with a rotopaint. I'm thinking it needs to be darker, like, because I need to define the form a little bit. So we'll kind of curve around like this. Yeah. Okay. Inverse. Cool. Okay. Yes. All right. And then we'll give it a little featheroni and cheese. Just kind of define the shape a little bit. Now when we look at that in the render, cool. Did I take it too far? No. No, I think that's pretty good. Just take that down like a smidge. Cool. Yeah. Alright. Now we're cooking with coal. Whatever it is you use to cook. I don't know. I'm not you. Let's do the same thing with the base. Base. illusion at the bottom. It's sort of just like a contact shadow. Because it would make sense that that upper part of the lip would be the most the brightest part of it, because that's the part that's most likely to catch light from the monitor. Okay. Now let's take a look. Yeah. Actually, I think I can take this, move that up a smidge. So this one. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. Okay. All right. Is it too much? It might be too much. Yeah, I think we can walk it back just a little bit. Yeah, okay. Alright, so what do we got over here? This background, I think the background's pretty well lit. Our humidifier could certainly use some work. Excuse me. All the hiccups ever invented. You ever feel like you're just keeping yourself busy till you die, so that way at least you'll feel like you tried in the end. Been feeling that way a lot. I think life just feels more and more futile, like you're kind of born in one role and that's the role you'll die in. Struggling against it is like trying to change fate or something. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm not actually that good at much of anything. desk. The desk is very important. Gotta get this nice glow from the screen on there. Sometimes my brain just stops working and I'm left blinking at the screen, wondering what it was that I was doing. I may never know. Let's see, where is that one? Not too bad. Blind. Yes. Let's just make this extra super duper wide. In a little bit here. And the color is way too aggressive. Let's try. Yo. Let's try. Hello. And we'll set that to maybe overlay. New. Close. New soft light. New. Maybe I'll just. Oh yeah, it's actually not too shabby. Collage, dude. Mouthful, really. Alright, put that back to soft line. Yeah. Let's take a look at the shape. Trying to get this little light thing to feel a little less flat. Maybe pop up a little bit more. I'm feeling we're not refreshing. Come on, friend. Yeah, good. Obviously that's too far. Really not some change. Literally. You crapped out on me again. I think I might have. give this computer monitor thing a little bit of a screen glitch. Even though it's a monitor, it wouldn't have that. I can do what I want. What do we got? What do we got? I'm looking for plugins and add-ons. I'm looking for new gizmos. I'm looking for the PF glitching. Not be reformatting, friend. Maybe this would be best served before all that. Sorry about that. Cool, okay. Let's get some scan lines, the colors. And let's make those a little smaller. Yeah, that's maybe too much. 150. It might still be 170. Yeah. But RGBA split, but not too much. Just like -2, -5. I don't know if we need it to be even more glitchy. It's already kind of glitchy, just nature of being, but this will at least help it separate itself from the environment. Okay. Okay, then let's take a look at what we did for the previous shot in terms of final imaging. And we'll shoot off a test render and call it a night. Okay, how do you do it? I gotta import a new script, that's what I'm doing. Deep. Give a little motion blur, we get some grading, give it more blur, okay, cool. We'll just steal that. Derp. What do? Ooh, I should also do some focus adjustment as we move in. So, there's that. Okay. But, looking cool, looking sweet, looking nice. Defocus. Defocus. What's 10 look like? Is it too much? Have I broken the internet? It may be too much, but it is also not enough. Ah, 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 ah. I think 30 should be fine. Call this, we're into version 3. And we will send that off to render. Now, of course, I'll have to do this all over again once we get the internal situation with this here fellow worked out. Until then, that is what it is. Well, to absolutely no one. That's it for tonight. And we have fulfilling lives.